Speaking of vacation, welcome back, Ryan.
I see what you did there.
So in Vacation, you have Rusty Griswold, played by Ed Helms, who decides to take his family on the same type of trip to Wally World that he went on as a kid in this reboot of Vacation.
All right, so obviously the first thing that we need to talk about is, was this movie funny? It's a comedy, that's what it's being judged on. I thought it was hilarious, honestly. There was a lot of good throwaway lines in there. I thought it was a hilarious movie.
I beg to differ. I went in with an open mind. I thought the trailers looked hilarious. I love Ed Helms. For me, a lot of these jokes fell flat. I just didn't find the humor or the gags they went for. It just didn't click for me. I know I was sitting next to you. I know you were laughing the whole time, and I know you enjoyed it far more than I did. But some of the scenarios in this film where they go from point A to point B on these trips, they have these little pit stops, and some of the locations that they get to, for me, one in particular that didn't work was the four corners of the states. That's a example of a scenario that wasn't funny to me. It didn't play well. A scenario that did play well for me was the water rafting in the Grand Canyons. That was hilarious. So it was just a mixed bag. I felt like I sat there more in the middle of the road than laughing throughout the whole film. You, on the other hand, felt otherwise. You were laughing throughout.
Yeah, it was just good-natured fun. There's a lot of throwaway jokes in that movie. I really liked the beginning sequence of that movie, how they just did some awkward family photos in there. And then all the jokes that were in there were basically throwbacks to the original Vacation movie, which obviously everybody loved, and this was just more of that. To me, this was funny in the same way that Hangover 2 was funny. Not Hangover 3, let's be clear. But Hangover 2 was funny, and that if you like the first one, it's kind of just more of the first one.
I didn't like Hangover 2.
It's not bad. I bet you anything when you watch that movie, you laugh.
Just like the Hangover movies, they went from comedy greatness and then to the god-awful last one. Ed Helms did a great job in this role, though. He brought a nice charisma to him. I thought he did a good job of what he was given.
Yeah, I mean, Ed Helms was great in this. Ed Helms kind of just played Ed Helms, how his normal personality is and everything, which is just sort of the good-natured straight man that's just sort of reacting to the environments he's been put in. And it works great in this. I think that he works great in this movie.
Christina Applegate was the character that grounded this film. She brought the more human aspect of it, of the absurdity that her husband's trip that he had going on. Why are we doing this? She provided humor in that sense.
The part where she's being recognized for her previous life, where she was a sorority girl, that part was hilarious to me. Just sort of seeing her kids react to seeing what she was actually like when she was younger was pretty funny to me.
Speaking of her kids, for me, my favorite person in the film was the little brother in this. You see him in the trailers and stuff. He has all these little one-line zingers, and he has a filthy mouth that it's just so funny because he looks so young. And the way he talks to his family is...
I think I can make an argument that he might be the funniest person in this movie.
I totally vouch for that. So Chevy Chase is in this film, along with... What's the actress that's named? You said it?
Beverly
D'Angelo?
Yeah, correct.
I feel they're kind of wasted in this movie. They're barely in it. I mean, it's a short comedy spot, but it's just they didn't give them much to do.
I mean, for me, it was honestly just great to see them in that role again. I didn't need much out of it. I was just happy to see them in this movie.
So some of the cameos worked for me. Some of them did not. I'm why are they in this movie? We had actors from Charlie Day to Chris Hemsworth and Leslie Mann. Some of them were funny. Some of them fell so flat. Leslie Mann, I don't know why she's in this film. She literally has nothing to do in this movie. She just delivers lines and doesn't provide any sense of humor or attitude or anything.
Judd Apatow was just getting tired of her putzing around the house and just hired her
go
out
shoot this movie
to somebody he knew. Chris Hemsworth was really good in this.
He's funny. He played some rich news reporter, anchorman or something like that had all his money.
I never could figure out how he's a millionaire that's like a meteorologist basically, but that was sort of the explanation. Living in Plano, Texas, I sort of like the fact that they live in Plano, Texas, and they live on this big ranch farm area. I lived in Plano, Texas for 6 years. It's nothing like that. It's almost as urban as Dallas is.
Charlie Day was hilarious. He was the rafting instructor in the rapid sequence, and he was so funny. So I was in the bathroom after this movie. There's the people talking about the movie right next to me, and they're praising it for being hilarious and comedy gold. So maybe I'm wrong.
Got some tunes.
I like the original with Chevy Chase. I like this one with Ed Helms. I like the entire franchise. I thought there was plenty of laughs in this movie. There was a good cameo appearance by Chevy Chase into this movie. There was a lot of throwbacks to the original. If you liked the original movie, you're going to like this one. If you came to see a comedy, you're going to laugh. That's all that you get from a comedy. That's all that you get. I'm going to go ahead and give this movie 8 reels out of 10. I know you're going to disagree, but 8 reels out of 10.
Well, you said you see a comedy to laugh, and in this film I just did not laugh nearly as much as you did. Now, people might disagree with me. I just felt a lot of the jokes fell flat. A lot of the cameos didn't work. It was just a basic storyline that got from one point to the other. I mean, you can argue that was how the original Vacation was. But it just, at the end of the day, I didn't laugh that much. For that reason, I'm going to give this 4 reels out of 10. And this is The Real Report with Ryan and Ryan. Thanks for watching our review of Vacation.
If you like this review, make sure you like and subscribe down. And if you think that there's going to be another sequel to the Vacation franchise movies, go ahead and comment down below. We'd look forward to hearing what you have to think about it.
Thanks, guys.